Hello my fellow anglers and friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into what the water holds for us on Saturday, the 7th of February, 2026, across our beautiful Great Britain. This day is shaping up to be quite interesting, with a mix of mild winter temperatures and some pressure changes that will definitely keep us on our toes. Don't worry, I've got all the insights and practical tips you'll need to make the most of it, so stick around and you might just learn a little trick or two for those challenging winter bites. Let's talk about our main targets for the day, based on what the fish are generally up to this time of year. First up, for you freshwater enthusiasts, we've got pike. These predators are always a thrilling catch, even in winter. On a day like Saturday, with mild temperatures but rising pressure, pike will still be active but might be a bit lazier, conserving energy. Where to find them, you ask? Look for them in deeper areas, along drop-offs or near submerged features like weed beds and snags where they can ambush prey without expending too much energy. Slow and steady is the name of the game. For tackle, a sturdy deadbait rod with a static deadbait, such as a sardine or a small mackerel, presented close to the bottom, will be your best friend. Alternatively, if you prefer lure fishing, very slow-retrieved soft plastics or jerkbaits can also tempt a bite, especially in the morning before the pressure really settles in. Next, let's consider the ever-popular chub. These clever fish are real opportunists and can be quite active even when the temperatures drop. On Saturday, with the mild weather, chub will likely be holding in areas with some current but also nearby cover, like overhanging trees, undercut banks or bridge supports. They'll be looking for an easy meal carried by the flow. For tactics, I'd recommend a feeder or link ledger setup, targeting the edges of the main current or slack areas behind features. My go-to baits for chub in these conditions are bread flake, cheese paste, or even a bunch of maggots. Remember, small, frequent offerings of feed will often draw them in without overfeeding them. Now, for those of you heading to the coast, cod are always a winter prize. With coastal sea temperatures typically ranging from 6 to 8 degrees Celsius, that's 43 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit this time of year, cod will be seeking out slightly warmer, food-rich areas. You'll want to target rough ground, rocky marks, or even sandy beaches, especially those with deeper channels or gullies after a bit of a swell. For bait, think big and smelly. Squid, lugworm, and peeler crab are excellent choices. Use a pulley rig with a strong hook to get your bait out there and handle any snags. Fishing into the evening or during the initial push of the flood tide can often yield the best results for these hearty fish. And let's not forget about our flatfish, such as dabs and flounder. These dependable species can provide consistent action through the colder months. They tend to hunker down on sandy or muddy bottoms in estuaries, harbours, or sheltered beaches. On Saturday, with light rain expected, the increased freshwater runoff might bring some food into these areas, drawing them in. A simple two-hook flapper rig with small hooks baited with fresh ragworm, lugworm, or small strips of mackerel fished on the bottom will be highly effective. A little cast out, a slow retrieve, and keeping that line tight will help you feel those subtle bites. All right, let's break down the conditions for Saturday, the 7th of February, 2026. The weather across Great Britain is forecast to be quite mild for this time of year, with air temperatures generally hovering between 5 and 7 degrees Celsius. That's 41 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit, though it could be a little cooler up north. We're expecting some light rain throughout the day and into the night, with a 20 to 40% chance of precipitation. The wind will mainly be coming from the south, with a moderate strength of up to 4 on the Beaufort scale. Crucially, the atmospheric pressure is expected to be rising. This rising pressure, friends, often signals a period when fish can become a bit less active. It can put them down making them more lethargic and less inclined to feed aggressively, especially after a period of lower pressure. As for the water temperature, it's still very much winter cold. Coastal sea temperatures are typically around 6 to 8 degrees Celsius, 43 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit, and inland freshwaters will be similar, if not a degree or two colder. This means that fish metabolism is significantly slowed down. They won't be chasing lures frantically or moving great distances for food. They're conserving energy, so slow presentations and readily available, enticing baits are key. Now, the moon phase for Saturday, the 7th of February 2026, is a waning gibbous. This means the moon's illumination will be decreasing, sitting at around 63 to 70%. Some old-school anglers swear by the moon's influence, suggesting a waning gibbous phase can lead to a quieter bite as fish settle down after the full moon's peak activity. While I always say weather often trumps lunar phases, it's certainly another factor to keep in mind, especially with the rising pressure. Putting it all together, my friends, it'd give the overall bite assessment for Saturday, the 7th of February 2026, as average to capricious. It's not going to be a red-letter day of non-stop action, but it's far from a complete washout. The mild temperatures are a plus, but the rising pressure and cold water mean you'll need patience and a well-thought-out approach. The best of the action will likely be in the morning, so an early start could definitely pay off. So, get out there, enjoy the fresh air, and remember, adaptation is key in winter fishing. Don't be afraid to experiment a little, but focus on slow, deliberate presentations. I wish you all tight lines and good luck out on the water. Neither a tail nor scales. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this forecast helpful, subscribe for more expert tips, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And tell me in the comments below, what are your go-to winter baits and what species are you hoping to catch this weekend?